Hello student. So today we are going to learn a new chapter, and the chapter name is what? Metals and non-metals. Okay, and this chapter belongs to chemistry part. So before learning about the metals and non-metals, we must have to learn some basic topic. Okay, suppose like elements, we have to learn first elements. Then secondly we have to learn minerals, and thirdly we have to learn ores. Okay, before starting about the metals and non-metals, we have to learn about elements, minerals and ores. So element is what? This is the basic substance. This is the basic substance from where the whole universe is made of. Okay, so there are 118 elements are there. Okay, and some example of elements are hydrogen, iron, then sodium. Okay, and the elements cannot be separated into smaller part because they are the separatist element. Okay, they have already separated, and now you cannot separate them from anything because there is only one properties, one object is there. Suppose for iron, only iron is there, you cannot separate the iron from any others. Okay, so these are the elements. Then we have minerals. So minerals is what? It is a solid inorganic substance. Minerals is always solid. Okay, moreover it is inorganic. And secondly, it is found in nature, and it is found in our nature. Okay, it is not synthesized, it is found in our nature. And thirdly we have ores. So ores is what? Generally ores is what? From where an element or compound can be separated, or from where a compound can be founded in a profitable way. Okay, suppose there is a goal. Okay, there is a goal, then if you want to get that goal, suppose you are expending 1000 rupees. Say you are expending 1000 rupees to get that gold, but after getting that goal, say the gold value is only rupees 100, then this time it is cannot be considered as a ores. Why? Because it is not profitable. Suppose you have expend 1000 rupees and you are getting 10,000 rupees amount of gold, then this is the profitable waste, and that time this is considered as a ores. Okay, so generally the elements are classified into two categories. One is metal and one is non-metals. So except the 20 elements in the earth, all are metals. Okay, and the metals are generally found in compound state. That means they are already found in mixing state, except 2-3 metals, just like gold, silver and platinum. They are found in free state. That means they are not in any combined state. Okay, so that's why gold, platinum and silver, these are the very famous for the ornaments. Okay, so they are found in free state, otherwise all found in mixing state. Okay, so next we have physical properties of metal. What are the physical properties of metal? First one, metals are solid at room temperature. Room temperature is always remembered as a 25 degrees Celsius. 25 degrees Celsius is always considered as a room temperature, and at room temperature the metals are always solid. Okay, but mercury, which is used in the thermometer, that mercury is liquid. Except that mercury, all the metals are 25 degrees Celsius are at solid state. Okay, secondly, we have they are generally hard and strong. Obviously metals are very hard and strong, but there is also some exception, just like potassium. Potassium is so soft that you can cut with a knife. Okay, except the potassium, all the metals, iron, aluminum, whatever we have, they are very hard. Okay, and next they have metallic luster. That means, see, the metal surface always shining. Okay, as the metal surface is always shining, so they have this property is known as metallic luster. Then we have metal have very much high melting and boiling point. That means to melt them or to boil them, the metal have very much high and melting and boiling point. But there is some exceptional for sodium, potassium and mercury. For sodium, potassium and mercury, the melting point and boiling point is not so much high. Then also we know about that metal is a good conductor of electricity and heat. Through metal we can conduct electricity and heat very nicely. Okay, last we have sonorous. Sonorous is what? When we strike a metal, then it makes a ringing sound. Okay, consider the school bell. When you ring it, it make a ringing sound, and this sound is known as sonorous. Okay, then we have malleability property. Metal can be converted into thin sheet. Okay, thin sheet, that is the cap of the saucepan where we used to cook rice. This is also thin sheet, na? That property is known as malleability of metal. Next we have ductility. We are wearing the chain, whatever the ornaments we are wearing, chain, necklace. Okay, they are also made from the metal. That means metal can be converted to like a long wire. This can be converted, and this property is known as ductility property. Okay, then moreover metals have very much high melting, high density, because density of metal is very much high. Then chemical, these are all physical property. Now we are going to learn about chemical properties of metal. So very careful when you learn about this chemical properties. There are two metals, sodium and potassium. There are two metals are there, sodium and potassium. See, when sodium and potassium are react with oxygen, when they are react with oxygen, they react very much vigorously. That means they produce very much amount of heat. As there is very much amount of heat are produced, that's why they catch the fire. Okay, so to prevent that catch the fire, or to prevent that reaction, what is the reaction is now? They are reacting with oxygen, and already in your junior classes you have learned about that when metal react with oxygen, this is known as oxidation reaction. So to prevent that oxidation, so that they cannot catch the fire, kerosene is used to keep potassium and sodium. Okay, that means sodium and potassium immerse in kerosene. Okay, then this time they will not react with oxygen. Next we have magnesium react with oxygen only. Another metal has magnesium. So magnesium react with oxygen only, to react with oxygen. This magnesium react with oxygen, and when ignited, that means when you give them fire, then only they react. Okay, and after that it burn with a dazzling bright flame. That is when it is burning, the flame is very much bright. The flame is bright. Okay, and after fire burning, the magnesium produce white powder. It will produce white powder. Okay, and next copper and iron react with oxygen only when heated to very high temperature. That means generally copper and iron never react, but if you give very much high temperature, or if you heat them to the very high temperature, then the copper and iron react with oxygen. So now question is, from where we will get the oxygen? Obviously the oxygen we will get from the atmosphere. Okay, we are no need to provide oxygen from extra. They will automatically get the oxygen from the atmosphere. So these are the chemical properties. Also there are some properties are there. Reaction with water. Metal obviously react with water. Some metal like sodium, potassium and calcium, they react with cold water. Sodium, potassium, and one more metal is there, calcium. Okay, they react with cold water. They don't need hot water. They react with cold water. Next we have and when they react with cold water, they give hydroxide or hydrogen. Hydroxide means what? When hydrogen and oxygens are there, this is known as hydroxide. Okay, or hydroxide. And when only the hydrogen is evaporated or hydrogen is emerged, then it is known as hydrogen. Okay, so again we have magnesium react with steam or hot water. See, sodium, potassium, calcium react with cold water, but the magnesium, this one, react with hot water. Okay, so in chemical property I have learned about what is reaction with oxygen and reaction with water. So next we have aluminium. Aluminium generally it also make the oxidation reaction. That means aluminum also react with metals, but it make a light covering layer of a metal. Over the metal, it make a light covering layer of oxygen, and as there is a oxygen covering layer, so now it does not get any reaction. Okay. Second, then we have zinc, zinc is only react with steam. That means zinc react only with steam. And iron react with steam when heated strongly. That means when you give the heat, very amount of heat, then iron also react with steam. Okay. But copper, gold, silver, platinum, gold, copper, silver, platinum, they never react with water. Okay. If they react with water, then what? The ornaments we are using, the chain, the jewelry we are wearing, they will react with our sweat and they will get reaction. So as they are not reacting with water, so there is not any reaction. Okay. Now question arises. See, suppose I am writing here sodium reaction with oxygen, and the byproduct is what? Sodium oxide. So 2 here 4 is there. So you may be asking me question that why I am writing here 4 and why I am writing here 2. See, it is all about the basic knowledge about the. See, here it is 4 means number of sodium atom is 4. Here it is 2 means number of sodium atom is here 2 Na2O. That means 2 Na2O. Here the sodium atom is there is 2, but here it is 4 atoms. Now to make this equal, that means we have to make the equal. So 2 atoms are there, so we are putting another 2 here. So 2 into 2 what? 4. That means 4 sodium atom, and here it is what? 4 sodium atom. But see here it is oxygens are there, and there is not any plus minus sign. That means these 2 can be considered for the oxygen also. So how many oxygen atoms now? 2 oxygen atoms. And here is how many oxygen atoms? Here it is also 2 oxygen atoms. So these equations are balanced now. Okay. And in my next video, I will discuss and I shall teach you how to get that equation. Okay. That is some basic properties we have to understand. In my next video, I am going to give you. Okay. Thank you.